Welcome back to Ultraplexus. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: who are the richest people in history, and how much would their fortunes be worth in today's money? We often hear about modern billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, but some historical figures amassed wealth so vast that it would make even today's richest people look modest by comparison. Let's explore the lives of these wealthy individuals and understand how their riches would translate into today's dollars. Let's start with one of the most legendary figures in history, Mansa Musa I of Mali, who ruled the Mali Empire in the 14th century. Often referred to as the richest person in history, Mansa Musa's wealth is almost beyond comprehension. Mansa Musa inherited the throne in 1312, during a time when Mali was one of the wealthiest nations due to its abundant natural resources, particularly gold. The empire's control over key trade routes ensured a constant flow of gold and other goods, which Musa capitalized on to build immense wealth. His wealth became the stuff of legend during his famous pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. It's said that Musa's caravan included tens of thousands of soldiers, servants, and heralds, along with camels carrying vast quantities of gold. He distributed so much gold along his journey that it reportedly caused inflation in Cairo and other cities for years. Estimating Mansa Musa's wealth in today's terms is challenging, but historians believe it could be around for $100 billion or more. This would easily place him at the top of any modern rich list. Musa used his wealth to build mosques, universities, and libraries, leaving a legacy that has endured for centuries. Next up is John D. Rockefeller, the American industrialist who became the world's first billionaire. He founded Standard Oil in 1870, which eventually grew into one of the most powerful and profitable companies in history. Rockefeller's fortune was built on the back of the oil industry, which was rapidly expanding in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Through aggressive business practices, including strategic acquisitions and ruthless competition, Standard Oil controlled about 90% of the U.S. oil industry at its peak. Rockefeller's wealth wasn't just in cash. It was tied up in Standard Oil shares, which skyrocketed in value as the company grew. When Standard Oil was broken up in 1911 due to antitrust laws, Rockefeller's holdings in the resulting companies like Exxon and Chevron made him even wealthier. Adjusting for inflation and the value of his investments, John D. Rockefeller's wealth would be estimated at around $340 billion today. He was also known for his philanthropy, donating vast sums to education, medical research, and public health initiatives. From oil to steel, we move on to Andrew Carnegie, another titan of American industry. Carnegie was a Scottish immigrant who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the wealthiest individuals of his time. Carnegie made his fortune in the steel industry, which was essential for the development of infrastructure and manufacturing during the Industrial Revolution. He founded the Carnegie Steel Company, which became the largest and most profitable steel company in the world. In 1901, he sold Carnegie Steel to J.P. Morgan for $480 million, which was an astronomical sum at the time. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Carnegie believed in the gospel of wealth, which held that the rich had a moral obligation to distribute their wealth for the betterment of society. He spent the latter part of his life giving away over 90% of his fortune to fund libraries, education, and scientific research. Andrew Carnegie's wealth at its peak would be around $310 billion in today's dollars. His contributions to public libraries and education are still felt today, making him one of the most influential philanthropists in history. Moving to Europe, we have Tsar Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia, who ruled from 1894 until his abdication in 1917. While his reign ended in revolution and tragedy, Nicholas II controlled an immense personal fortune during his time as Tsar. Tsar Nicholas II was not only the ruler of one of the largest empires in history, but he also had control over vast amounts of land, resources, and the Romanov family's wealth included palaces, jewels, and other treasures that were unrivaled at the time. However, the wealth of Nicholas II wasn't just personal, it was intertwined with the state. The Russian Empire had vast natural resources, including oil, which contributed to the Tsar's wealth. Unfortunately, his fortune and rule came to a tragic end with the Russian Revolution and his execution in 1918. Estimating Nicholas II's wealth is difficult due to the nature of royal assets, but it's believed to have been around $300 billion in today's terms. His legacy is a complex one, marked by immense wealth, political turmoil, and the end of an empire. Lastly, we go back to ancient times with Augustus Caesar, the first Roman emperor. Augustus, who ruled from 27 BC until AD 14, was not only the political leader of Rome, but also one of the richest individuals in history. Augustus inherited the wealth of Julius Caesar and expanded his fortune through conquests, taxation, and control over the vast Roman Empire. The empire's economy was heavily agrarian, and the emperor's wealth was derived from the land, taxes, and tributes from conquered territories. Augustus controlled significant portions of the empire's economy, and his personal wealth was nearly equal to the entire Roman treasury. His reign ushered in the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and prosperity for the Roman Empire. Augustus Caesar's wealth is estimated to have been around for $0.6 trillion, unadjusted for today's standards, making him possibly the richest person. His influence on the Roman Empire and Western civilization still evident today. These historical figures didn't just accumulate vast fortunes, they shaped the world in profound ways. From the wealth of empires to the rise of industrial giants, their legacies continue to influence our world today. So, who do you think was the most impactful? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this look at the richest people in history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more explorations into the fascinating stories of the past. And if you're interested in more quick and engaging content, check out our TikTok channel. Remember to follow us on TikTok for bite-sized history, space, and general knowledge content. The link is in the description below.